something that came to my attention. All right. Okay. So you guys might want to record this. Make sure you're recording this or screen recording it or something so that you guys get it. I don't go live a lot. I haven't really been going live since, the pandemic, but this is something that came to my attention. It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that, a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the pure person that, invented hip hop if, they don't have a lot of money. Or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account. We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like, it's a misinformed way of looking at the world and the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists. I believe in every generation. I believe in you. I care about you. Let me say this to you though. Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager, you can find an accountant, you can find somebody that means something to you, to help you. You can find a team to help your career go to the next level. When hip hop first started, there were no managers. There were no accountants that believed in it. Record companies didn't even believe in it. Nobody believed in it. How can you make a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan on something that doesn't even exist yet, that people have never even heard of? So just because a couple of these guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and made these contributions to the culture, just because they didn't get rich, just because they weren't able to pile up millions or billions of dollars, does not mean that they didn't make a contribution to this culture. That does not mean that they didn't do something. They created an industry that we all ate off of. They created an industry that you eat off of. When you go out there and you go monetize your brand, when you go get your whatever and do what you got to do to build your career, when you go out there and negotiate your deals and negotiate your checks and talk tough, guess what? That money, that bread, that food that you eating was created by those same people that you disrespected. That industry was created by them same people that you call in, foul words, foul language. The people that you're referring to. So my thing is this. It's always good. It's always good to get money. It's always important. It's important. It's important to get money. I agree. I'm all about getting paper. I've been talking about it my whole career. But don't ever, ever, ever confuse being rich with making a contribution to our culture. Don't ever play yourself like that again. Because trust me, you playing yourself. Because without these dudes and these girls who started this hip hop culture, a lot of the guys that's out there talking tough, you wouldn't even have a career. We'd be on the corner with a beer, talking about what's the next move we gonna make. So I would say, approach this game with humility and be glad and be thankful that these pioneers, exactly, slave mentality. Be glad that these pioneers helped create this culture. And let's show them love. Let's elevate them. Let's celebrate them. That's why I started Rock the Bells. That's why I started this movement. So I wouldn't have to listen to foolish rhetoric about people that changed the world. These people changed the entire world. The whole planet runs on hip hop culture right now. The whole planet. Every commercial, everything you could think of is all about hip hop. And there are people out there that started this thing, and I think that they deserve to be honored and respected. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say nothing foul. I'm not gonna go at nobody's character. I'm just gonna say, think before you speak. Peace.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Nikki D. Welcome to the Nikki D Show. I know it's been a minute, kind of left y'all hanging a little bit. Just got a little busy, and also looking to do the right streaming platform or program rather for this particular platform. And I found a couple of ideas. A couple of people put me on to some things, so I'm definitely working on that. And I will be bringing you much more content, more consistent. Sorry for the delay. However, I had to tap in, piggyback off my boy LL Cool J, and him responding to the idea that, old school rappers, how could they, be so broke, claiming that they invented hip hop or that they pioneered it, and then, calling them dusty and, just all this really negative energy behind, old school rappers, if you will. I don't really want to tap into the person themselves who said this. I'm just going to tap into the whole idea of what I think is happening when we approach things in that way, and what we do to the culture when we look at it from such a negative place, So definitely ditto on everything LL said. I mean, everything he said is on point. It's a 100. I mean, he couldn't have responded. I don't think anybody could have responded more eloquently and matter-of-factly as he did. The thing that really bothers me about the idea of where hip hop is and where the culture is itself is the missing information. You feel me? It's like, it's not really even about, like, we can sit here all day long and say, oh, the youth don't respect the elders, or, the older generation, and the older generation doesn't respect the new generation. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is by design, that we sit here and we tear down our own culture, our own creation. And the simple fact of the matter is, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this term, I did it so you wouldn't have to. The pioneers, the dusty people, the broke people are the prototype for what you have become today. If there was nobody to fuck over, if there was nobody to test out this culture on, to test out this business on, then you wouldn't have a business today to make any money off of. Because think about it. Like LL said, nobody had managers, nobody had accountants, nobody had lawyers. I mean, obviously, once you started to commercialize it and make big deals or make money off of it, obviously, you had to incorporate these business people. But even for a long time, new artists still didn't know how to really handle themselves when a contract hit the table. Because remember, for me, hip hop, the culture, is the art of the struggling people, 100%. Doesn't matter to me how anybody else sees it, but this was our way out. This was our way to do something that came naturally to us. This is our way to pull our family out of poverty. This is our way to move forward. So a lot of times we made a lot of mistakes that ended up in, artists having no career, or because, initially we didn't know that we need to own certain things. Initially, we didn't know that we needed to make sure we copyrighted certain things and trademarked certain things. So because we didn't understand the business, a business was being created right underneath our nose at the same time while we're actually creating the art, the actual product of the business. You feel me? So it's highly offensive when you see somebody who's making money off of other people's issues or business in the business of hip hop. And matter of fact, hip hop, the culture, is not just rap music. It's another thing that we have all misconstrued here, that it's hip hop. No, we're talking rap music. Hip hop is a culture, and at the end of the day, there's really one element that we're all dealing with here, and that is the rapping, the MC part of it all. So let's just be clear that the business of music has taken rap and turned that into its own genre, or has become its own genre. We actually create that genre, but they've created the business of it, and now we're just really dealing with the music end of it and not the culture of it. But needless to say, this culture of Dusty Pioneers have created this platform for anybody to be able to get on and live off of and make money off of and thrive off of. Because when we were coming up, and the pioneers, the Shyrox and the Melly Mel's and all the old school, please, they didn't even have the opportunities even we had. See, I came up in the 90s where they were starting to really commercialize hip hop. Prior to that, they were still trying to figure it out. We were still coming from mixtapes. We were still trying to figure out how to at least get a show, how to be seen, how to be heard. We were creating this business that today all these artists are making so much money off of, and I love it. Because why not make money off of it, right? Why not? It is a business. That's what it's turned into. But to downplay the people who sacrificed and became the prototype again, if you will, because the prototype never really makes it to the manufacturing line. You do know that, right? So all these people that we see right now that are making tons of money, they've made it to the manufacturing line, if you will. The prototype is what it's going to look like. This is how it works. This is what it does. But you know what we're going to do? In order for us to make more of it, we got to wash it down a little bit. We can't make it so authentic. We can't make it so prominent. It can't be, so conscious. Like, we have to make something so quick. We don't want the people to think too much. We want to jump right in and look, what can we do with this culture? We can whitewash it. Yeah, we can whitewash it. Now, whitewashing the culture is no different than anything else that has been happening to people of color since our existence. So when you have someone who perpetuates that destruction of a culture that Black people have created, it's very disheartening to see that you too are part of the problem because you have some money. So you don't see the problem overall. But if I get pulled over in the street and you get pulled over in the street, it's the same fucking problem. Don't get it twisted. You can't show them your bank account and say, no, I make more money than the person you pulling over, so let me go and I get to, and give them the ticket. It doesn't work like that. This is the reason why almost everything we've created, has been destroyed by us. Clearly, yeah, there's people who are not us, who have put the stamp on it, who have owned the name, who have come and bought the business and said, yeah, we're going to distribute, we're going to create, we're going to make everything that will allow this culture to be manufactured to the masses. But we will not allow the culture itself to own its own culture. So when you hear this, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And then it goes back to, we did it so you didn't have to. We were the sacrifice so that the new generation or the generations after us, not even this one, because again, like LL said, I listen to Migos, I listen to Cardi, I listen to Lil Baby, I listen to Moneybagg Yo, I listen to all these people. I rocks with them heavy. I listen to Amaretta the Great. I love all the new up and coming hardcore female rappers out of New York. I listen to them, okay? I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. So all these generations are able to push forward because, again, we did it so you didn't have to. And this is not me saying we're taking the credit for your career. No. See, what happened was when corporations realized they could make money off of hip hop, it was easy to pull out a big checkbook and say, here, we're going to give you this, but we want you to promote that. And it's not to say that the artists are not saying what they want to say, they're not making their own music. No. But once you get locked into those corporation deals where you get endorsements, where you get all these things that you're surrounded by as far as like corporations concerned, and it got you making millions of dollars, you kind of sort of have a leash around your neck. And if you're not doing what is supposed to be done, then we're going to cut that leash and we're going to let you out into the streets by yourself. And what they call that today is the cancel culture. Then you can be a part of that culture. But I just wanted to jump in here and say, you know, if we don't stop whitewashing every fucking thing we create and becoming part of the problem, which is what we're doing when we say that pioneers are dusty and they're old and they don't got no money, and how can you say you created something and you don't have it? How can you say you have it and they didn't create it? How can you say that? How can you not say thank you? How can you not say, damn, if it wasn't for, and too bad they didn't know this back then. If you was really about it, then you would create something for the culture, not for your pockets. But that's what most people do. When they get money, it's just about their pockets. Feel me? So, I mean, I'm not impressed. And again, I too don't feel the need to say anybody's name because obviously it's all out there. I will post, in the beginning, you see the video of, LL and then what he's responding to. But we are where we are. And we all in this together. But of course, some people think because, again, they have money, they're better than other people. And there, hence the separation of the culture. The young versus the old. We don't even have diversity in this culture anymore. Does anybody care about that? Does anybody notice or is anybody paying attention to what's happening? Nobody's paying attention to what's happening. So now the one thing that was created by us, for us, through our struggle, is now about status and not about your story, not about your art, not about your craft, not about your passion. It's about your status. So it's sexy to have all this jewelry and all this money waving all over the screen all day long. But who are you without it? And what would you be doing if you didn't have it? Yeah. The business that was created for you. And the mistakes that were made for you. So you didn't have to make them. They were just handed to you. You found your spot. And I'm not necessarily mad at the get in where you fit in thing. But the next time you trash the culture, the essence of it, remember, you're just trashing yourself. You're destroying more shit. Something we created so everybody like yourself can eat and feed your family off of. Do yourself a favor. Check your own fucking self. Nobody shouldn't have to check you about that. Feel me? Anyway, that's just my little 2 cents, maybe 3 cents. But LL, I stand by you. Pioneers, tap in. Let's all make sure we keep the real culture alive. And that's the culture of the art, the culture of the consciousness, the culture of, everything that it embodies. And not just the financial status. That's just fucking corny. It's just fucking corny.